Karoti Vachana, Mangulangai Tigre, Yatki Patam Handande, Sigaram Nitarnam, Armananda Maharam, Sri Chaitanya Eswaram. Hare Om Tat Sat. So I was told that today is the Vyas Puja of His Holiness Sultan Maharaj.
I was told that today is the Vyas Puja of His Holiness Bhakti Swarup Damodar Maharaj.
So I'll take this opportunity to speak a few words.
I'll take this opportunity to speak a few words.
In the different congresses he would hold on the synthesis of science and religion.
On the different congresses that he would hold on the synthesis of science and religion,
he had always invited me to be present.
he had always invited me to be present.
I don't know why, but
I don't know why, but
I wanted to encourage him because I know that he was very, very dear to Srila Prabhupada.
I wanted to encourage him because I knew that he was very, very dear to Srila Prabhupada.
And we had many morning walks together with Prabhupada.
He went on many morning walks together with Prabhupada.
And although I was more into the preaching to the Namhat and mass of people,
Although I was more into the preaching in the Namhattas and the mass of people,
where his preaching was to the elite scientists.
his preaching was to the elite, to the scientists.
But I had this good fortune to be present at the various congresses he would arrange.
But I had the good fortune to be present at the various big congresses that he would arrange.
One time, though, just some temple in Italy.
In some temple in Italy,
I was running a type of Pranihati Chiradaya Utsav.
we performed a type of Panihati Chiradoi Mahotsav.
And he was kind to help me mix the Chiradaya.
And he was kind to help me mix the Chiradoi.
And also to distribute it.
And to also distribute it.
And he had his unique way of chanting.
And he had his unique way of chanting.
So he was chanting while the other one was taking the flat rice and yogurt.
So he was chanting while everyone was taking their flat rice and yogurt prasad.
Also, in Italy, in another Rath Yatra along the coast.
Also in Italy, in another Rath Yatra along the coast,
He would bend over and wave his finger and start chanting.
he would run over with his finger and start chanting.
I can't express, but
I can't express, but
it was very beautiful and very heartfelt.
But it was very beautiful and very heartfelt.
And he would jump up and he would chant so sweet.
He would jump up and chant so sweetly.
I was thinking how the Manipuris must be Gandharvas.
I was thinking how the Manipuris must be Gandharvas.
But at the same time, he was a fighter.
But at the same time, he was a fighter.
And he was saying how the Manipuris had their own martial arts.
And he was saying how the Manipuris have their own martial arts.
And later I heard that the Japanese got as far as Manipur and then they lost.
Later I heard that the Japanese fought with the Manipur and they lost.
So they still come to respect their ancestors
But they still come to respect their ancestors
who are buried there.
who are buried there.
So I didn't get into any fight with him.
I didn't want to get into any fight with them.
I had a good relationship with several of the people on the VI.
I had a good relationship with several of the people on the BI.
And each had their own way of proceeding.
And he had his own way of proceeding.
Kind of like artists.
Kind of like artists.
So he had his way of Maharaj had his way of proceeding.
So Swarup Damodar Maharaj had his way of proceeding.
And he was highly respected as a GBC.
And he was highly respected as a GBC.
As a scientist.
As a scientist.
As a devotee.
As a devotee.
And it was shocking, I said that.
He was?
It was shocking how that suddenly he left.
It was shocking how he suddenly left.
Got some slides of some of the different functions he's with.
I have some slides of the different functions.
And for the Prabhupada Centennial, there was a function in Calcutta.
From the Prabhupada Centennial, there was a function in Kolkata.
And the Science City.
At the Science City.
I think there was before that one function in Bombay.
I think before that there was one function in Bombay.
1986 Maharaj. 50th, 500th anniversary of Statue of Mahaprabhu.
And of course, he had some letter, but where he was in the guest house in between the two towers.
In the guest house between the two towers.
One space was his.
One space was his.
Where the BI was functioning.
Where the BI was functioning.
And so once he brought me to Manipur.
Once he brought me to Manipur.
And I saw the Vijay Govinda Didi
I saw
temple.
the Govind Charan Didi temple.
And I saw the school what they have made.
And I saw the school they had made.
Also, in those days, one day feed the Mayapur GDC.
Also in those days, one day he would feed the Mayapur GBCs.
All the GDC in Mayapur.
There were all the GBCs in Mayapur.
And it was the day of a special Manipur feast.
And it was a day of a special Manipur feast.
All the servers wrapped the cloth around their mouth.
All the servants had the cloth around their mouth.
And they wore a uniform.
And they wore a uniform.
And they served out black rice.
And they served out black rice.
They served out different preparations.
And they served out different preparations.
In fact, sometimes I still have the Manipuris. If I meet, give me the black rice.
In fact, sometimes when I meet Manipuris, I have them give me the black rice.
There was a nurse in Delhi.
There was one nurse in Delhi.
She's a Manipuri, so
Manipuri.
I had some of the black rice.
So I had some of the black rice.
The secret is cook the black rice with milk.
Put the black rice with milk.
Tastes like berry rice.
Tastes like?
Berries and very sweet rice.
It tastes like very sweet rice.
You don't get naturally berries and sweet rice,
You don't naturally get berries and sweet rice.
but this you get.
But this way you get.
So when Damodar was personally having his team distribute,
When Swarup Damodar Maharaj was personally having his team distribute,
he would see that each and everybody was served properly,
he would see that each and everybody was served properly,
And I think that like banana leaves cut in a circle,
I think they were like banana leaves cut into a circle.
and then some banana cups,
And then some
banana leaf cups.
Banana leaf cups.
Banana leaf
Banana plates, banana leaf cups. Today also feast will be served in banana leaves. Hare Krishna.
So he was a person that had grew up in the culture,
He was a person that grew up in the culture.
and we saw him in his picture
And we saw him in this picture
in Atlanta.
in Atlanta.
Rod had met him in the United States, and by Progress Mercy, he became a devotee. Prabhupada personally preached to him in the States,
Prabhupada personally preached to him in the States.
and so his natural devotion became manifest.
And so his natural devotion became manifest.
So here was a scientist from Manipur who had gone to the West.
So he was a scientist from Manipur who had gone to the West.
I don't think that too many who get their PhD in the West.
I don't think there are too many who get their PhD in the West.
But he became a Krishna conscious devotee.
But he became a Krishna conscious devotee.
And he was naturally a devotee.
And he was naturally a devotee.
And that was without the Prabhupada.
And that was developed by Prabhupada.
So, and Manipur is going through some. When I first went there, all the ladies had tilak on.
When I first went to Manipur, all the ladies had tilak on.
Well, I heard that there's a lot of revolution and disturbance.
And then I heard that now there's a lot of revolution and disturbance.
That even at some Janmashtami or some festival,
But even at some Janmashtami and or some festival,
some militants set off a bomb on the dais.
some militants set off a bomb on the dais.
So these things, they didn't affect Swarup Maharaj.
So these things, they didn't affect Swarup Damodar Maharaj.
Then Krishna took him away.
Then Krishna took him away.
So I can only say that having some association with him was definitely very edifying.
I can only say that having this small association with him was definitely very edifying.
And that he was someone who tried to carry out Prabhupada's order very carefully.
And that he somehow or other tried to carry out Prabhupada's orders very carefully.
Hare.
Swami Jaypataka Swami Maharaj ki. Very, very thankful.